To say it's been a wild start to 2026 for Chelsea would be something of an understatement. New Year's Day brought news that Enzo Maresca had left the club, and on Sunday, interim manager Callum McFarlane oversaw a spirited 1-1 draw away to Manchester City. Then, just a few hours after that, reports emerged of Strasbourg boss Liam Rosenior being in the capital to complete his move to become the new manager. As if that wasn't enough, the club now looks set to make the most of the transfer window and are eyeing a record-breaking move for someone who could send Pedro Neto packing. Chelsea target Neto upgrade. In no small part due to the managerial situation and their general form, Chelsea went into Sunday's game as massive underdogs. However, while they were certainly second best in the first half, the Blues looked just as good, if not better than City in the second 45, and were more than deserving of their point. However, while the likes of Reece James, Enzo Fernandez, and even Liam Delap all took the game to the hosts, there were a few starters who underwhelmed, with Neto perhaps being the worst of the lot. After all, the Portuguese international failed to register a shot on target, missed one big chance, lost the ball 12 times, failed in 50% of his dribbles, and registered an expected assists figure of just 0.02. In other words, it was a disaster class in a huge game, and therefore it makes sense that the club would be looking to sign an upgrade on the former Wolverhampton Wanderers star. At least that is what they appear intent on doing, according to a report from Spain, which claims Chelsea are interested in Vinicius Jr. In fact, the report goes further than that, revealing that the Blues are now preparing an offer worth a whopping €150 million for the Brazilian international, which is approximately £130 million, which would be a new British record. In good news for the West Londoners, Real Madrid have yet to come to an agreement with the winger on a new deal, and there is a belief that the player himself is open to the move. With that said, it would still be a complicated and costly transfer to get over the line for Chelsea, but one well worth pursuing, especially as Vini Jr. would be a monster upgrade on Neto. How Vinicius Jr. compares to Neto. The first reason Neto should be worried about Chelsea potentially signing Vini Jr. this year is the fact that he can and has played on both flanks before. Sure, the Brazilian certainly favors the left and is at his most potent there, but on top of playing numerous other positions on the pitch, he's also made more than a few appearances off the right for club and country. However, the far more pressing concern for the Portuguese international is that his potential new teammate is simply more dangerous than he is. For example, since the start of last season, the former Wild star has scored 15 goals and provided 12 assists in 78 games, totaling 5,298 minutes. That comes out to a reasonable enough average of a goal involvement every 2.88 games, or every 196.22 minutes. In stark contrast, the world-class Real Madrid star, as dubbed by Owen Hargreaves, has scored 27 goals and provided 27 assists in 83 appearances, totaling 6,488 minutes. That comes out to a far more impressive average of a goal involvement every 1.53 games, or every 120.14 minutes. Finally, the former Santos gem also comes out miles ahead of the Blue Star when comparing their underlying numbers. For example, he does better across most metrics, such as non-penalty expected goals plus assists, shots on target, key passes, shot and goal-creating actions,